What's up guys, Ian here. In this video, I'm going to teach you exactly how to build a branded dropshipping store that actually converts. This isn't going to be some BS Shopify store that you just throw up at random that looks like every other dropshipping store. This is going to be an actual branded e-commerce store. Look, I see so many people in this space that just throw up these random cookie cutter stores that look like every other dropshipping store out there, and they wonder why they can't make money. The answer is simple. Your store looks like shit and your customers can smell it from a mile away. So what we're not going to do is build out some random one product store that looks exactly like every other dropshipping store out there. In today's video, I'm going to walk you through my exact step-by-step layout that I use in all of my e-commerce brands that have generated me multiple six figures that allow me to compete on conversion rate and average order value instead of hoping that I find some random winning product. All right, so let's get right into it. As you guys can see right now, we're inside the back end of one of my multi-six-figure e-commerce brands called Rooted. This is a hair shading powder that helps men cover up their baldness. All right, so we're just going to go top to bottom analyzing this. So the first thing I have here in my heading section is a countdown timer. Now this is a little bit controversial, but I think that it looks very, very clean and it is very, very effective if you promote your offer in a way that isn't scammy. I use an app called Essential Countdown Timer, and I think it gives it this really clean and simplistic look. As you can see right now, my offer is buy two, get one free, and I have the timer set to end at the end of the day. So that way the customer doesn't think that they could just come back tomorrow and get the exact same deal. Then you can see right below that, I have another announcement bar that says voted the #1 fix for thinning hair in 2025. Now see, this doesn't say like, oh, free shipping ends today. This is a real problem that my product is addressing. It's the first thing that the customer is going to see right after they're hit with an ad addressing the same problem that they're having. Pretty much every generic dropshipping store that I've ever seen has the free shipping over $40 in their announcement bar. And while that might work to increase average order value, it just looks scammy, and honestly, it's outdated. Then I have my header bar with my logo right there, very clean, simple logo. And then right underneath my logo, I have another announcement bar. Now this is optional. This just kind of adds some more social proof. Right here, I have the 50,000 plus confident men. And I also have the free shipping today only, just to add some urgency and scarcity. All right, so now let's get into your product images, because this is where people really drop the ball. Your main product image has to be branded. I don't care if you're still dropshipping from AliExpress. Use ChatGPT, use Higgsfield. It will generate you branded product images in seconds. I mean, seriously, total time that it takes you to generate 5-6 product images with AI, probably 10 minutes total. And it makes your product look so much more expensive than it actually is. Here's a little trick I like to add. I always add my offer in the product images as well, as long as it looks clean, which in this case it does. Now, what's also very beneficial to have are social proof images inside the product images. So right here, I have some review images. These are also all generated with ChatGPT and AI. Super, super simple, super, super easy, and look very, very clean for that authentic branded trust feel. All right, so moving on to the product info section, your product title has to fit on one line. I know that it doesn't in this case, it's just because the editor is weird, but your product title has to fit on one line to make it look clean. Right underneath your title, you need some sort of reviews for social proof. This is very, very, very important, and a lot of people mess up on this. Sometimes I'll put the price of the product right underneath my star reviews, but since my offer is so clean and simple, I didn't feel the need to for this product. Then right above your offer, you're gonna wanna have 3 to 5 bullet points or emojis that actually highlight the features and benefits of the product. This is where I see a lot of generic dropshippers mess up and put things like made with premium materials. Who cares? I'm addressing the real problems that my customers actually have. Applies in under 2 minutes. Sweat and water resistant. These are going to actually drive conversions. Now we're going to get into the offer, and this is debatably the single most important part of your dropshipping store. First of all, you're always going to use bundle deals. I don't care what your product is, you are always going to use bundle deals to increase your average order value. This bundle structure in specific, I have found to be extremely high converting. So you have the buy one, typical offer, you save $30. Buy one, get one 50% off, and then buy two, get one free. Now, like I said before, this isn't going to be some generic one product store, right? So below the call to action button, I actually have a scalp massage brush that people can buy with this product. It's a complimentary product. It goes very well with the theme of my store. It's optional to add it under the call to action button, but it is mandatory to have it in your cart as an upsell. All right, so moving on, for a little bit more urgency and scarcity, I have this low stock, low inventory bar. It says hurry, only 9 units remaining right here. Then it says check back in August. That's just because I ran this product during the summer. So check back in August or whatever the next month is for you guys if out of stock. Now, for a little bit more social proof, I like to add a testimonial review right underneath the call to action. Obviously, it's not directly underneath. I have the upsell first, but like I said, that is optional to put there. But directly underneath that, I always put a testimonial reviews for some more social proof. Now, the last thing for the product information section are the trust elements. So obviously that is the payment badges right underneath the call to action right there. And I also have collapsible content rows for my shipping policy and my money back guarantee. That is just going to increase that trust factor so much more before the customer even has to scroll down to try to find a money back guarantee or a shipping policy. All right, so now we're gonna get into the meat and bones of the actual page, the product description and images. Now this is where you actually sell the product. First rule of thumb, always use GIFs instead of static images. GIFs are gonna show the product in use, show the before and after results, and give the customer a better picture of what the product actually can do for them. So for my GIFs, I'm either using UGC content that I source myself, videos that I make myself, or AI videos that I generate myself. 99% of the time I'm using UGC. If you want to go the AI route, that's fine. You're going to use ChatGPT to generate your images. You're going to use Kling AI to generate those images into videos, and then you're going to convert those videos into GIFs. It's kind of a process, but it works. Now, moving on to the product description itself, you'll notice that I really do not have a lot, but it's effective. You know why? Because I'm targeting the pain point that the customer has. I'm really digging into it. Bald spots, gone in seconds. Immediate problem address, solution, immediate after. In the description itself, you're going to introduce your product as the solution to the problem that your customer is having. Again, keep it brief. You're going to do most of your selling through your images, your ads, and through social proof. I'm not writing paragraphs on paragraphs of text here. Everything else is going to do the selling for me. The description is just an enhancer. Now, right underneath the description itself, I have the results tab. Now, results tabs work especially well for problem-solving products, which you should be selling anyway. Now, I've paired these results with a before and after GIF that clearly shows the transformation. This works extremely well. Not really much else to go over in the results tab, so I'm going to move down to the testimonials. Your testimonials must have images, guys. They must have images, and they should be before and after images. This really just drills in that social proof and really garners a lot of trust with the customer. If you can't find these before and after images, it's all right. Try to get images of the customer using the product. Yes, you can generate these with AI. Then you're going to pair each testimonial with some sort of relevant review. Again, keep these short, keep these brief. I'm not writing paragraphs here. Now, what you guys should notice is that my reviews don't say, oh, 10 out of 10 good product or fast shipping or whatever. These reviews address real problems that the customer has before buying my product and how my product solved that problem. So for example, finally got my confidence back. A lot of people who would buy this product could be buying it because they have a lack of confidence due to their early balding. Showing reviews that are actually relevant to the customer's problems and don't just say, oh, this is a great brand, you guys should buy it, are so much more effective. Right underneath the testimonials, I like to put a before and after slider. If your product shows any sort of visual transformation, you need a before and after slider. It's super simple. It's one of the highest converting elements that you can add to your product page. And I like to pair it with the CTA that says try it risk-free for 90 days, just kind of reinvoking that money back guarantee so that people can really feel confident about the results that they are going to get. There's not much more to the before and after slider. Like I said before, a picture is worth 1,000 words. So this is going to tell the entire story. Right underneath the before and after slider, I have these Facebook style testimonials, yet another element of social proof. Now, these are pretty optional. I like to use them, especially for products that I'm advertising on Facebook, because it's very natural and organic. If a customer is coming straight from Facebook, they're going to be immediately nurtured in once they see this style of reviews. So at this point, we're pretty much done with selling the actual product. Now we're going to get into brand trust signals that actually sell the brand as a whole. Underneath these testimonials, I like to have a comparison table. Now you need a comparison table to show why your product is superior to any other product on the market. I generated this image completely with AI, guys. It's really not that hard. I also like to pair this image with how we're different and kind of a reiteration of my money back guarantee, just to give the customers even more confidence in going with us. Now, underneath the comparison table, I put my frequently asked questions section. Now, your frequently asked questions have to be questions that people will actually ask before they want to purchase your product. This is going to reduce as much friction as possible. So for example, I have questions like, how long does it last? Is it waterproof or sweatproof? Will it damage my hair or scalp? These are questions that people are going to ask before they actually go through the buying process that might not be covered in my product page. Again, super easy to generate these. Just use ChatGPT or Claude AI. And what you can actually do is if you find a similar product on Amazon, you can go through those reviews and give them to Chat or Claude and have them analyze them for the top 5 questions most frequently asked in the reviews. Then you can just answer those questions in your FAQ section. Last but certainly not least, I have the customer review section. This section is crucial. It is mandatory for whatever product or brand you are selling. This is where you are going to import your reviews either from AliExpress or Amazon and put all of them on the bottom of your page for social proof, brand trust, and credibility. Nobody's going to buy from a brand with 0 reviews. Be sure to show your image reviews first. Customers trust your image reviews way more than your text reviews. If you run out of images to use your text reviews only under your image reviews. I use an app called TrustDo to import these reviews from AliExpress and Amazon, but you can use whatever app you want. It doesn't matter. All right, so that pretty much takes care of the product page itself. But before I wrap this up, I just want to drill in some crucial points that you need to note before you actually go into building this. First of all, the job of your product page is to reduce the friction of a customer landing on your product page and checking out and making a purchase. The path from your landing page needs to be as smooth and as simple as possible. Simple and clean beat flashy and overcomplicated every single time. Second of all, the overall look and feel of your website needs to be branded. I'm talking color coordinated, fonts coordinated, branding all over your page. Use AI to your advantage, guys. Generate product images, generate a brand logo, generate ad copy, generate product page copy. If you don't have access to UGC creators and you don't want to get the product in hand, make content with AI. And like I said before, we are not running some shitty one product dropshipping store. We are running an e-commerce brand with actual upsells and value. You need to have at least one upsell on your product page, at least one upsell on your cart page, and at least one post-purchase upsell. Look guys, this is the exact structure that I use for all of my stores that are generating me multiple 6 figures. This isn't theory, this is what actually works in 2025. Most generic dropshippers out there right now are focusing on finding some untapped winning product that just doesn't exist, while I'm focusing on building a branded store and competing on conversion rate and average order value. That is how you win the game, guys. You don't chase some unsaturated product. You find a product that works, you build a brand around it, and you build a funnel that actually converts. Now, obviously, there is so much more that goes into building a profitable and sustainable e-commerce brand in 2025. So if you want someone to kind of hold your hand and guide you through that entire process A to Z, you can click the first link in my description below to apply to my one-on-one mentorship program. In my mentorship program, we'll literally build out these stores together and I'll give you feedback in every single step of the process so you know exactly what works and what doesn't work. But if you're going to do it yourself, just follow the exact structure that I outlined in this video. Don't overthink it. Don't try to reinvent the wheel. Just build it how I showed you. Other than that, thank you guys for watching and I will see you in the next video. Peace.